question again.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is,
Some of
when did Eddie Farrell
Some of them.
move in with your mom and dad, and how did that happen?
When Judy got married,
Okay, Judy got married.
he said, "You got an extra bedroom now. Could I come and live with you?" And my mother said, "Yes, of course." Well, then they moved over to Roosevelt Road in a cute little place that, like, we had the front end of the building with the 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Well, the one next door was vacated with 2 bedrooms, and old
Eddie Farrell.
Eddie Farrell said, "Jewel, you got an extra bedroom. Could I come and live with you?" So every Sunday night they went down to see the Blackhawks. His brother was the manager of the Blackhawks, and her whole life was Sunday night go to the Blackhawks, which she was not a sports person anyway. But they went. Eddie Farrell, Dad, and she took off.
What was her brother's name that was at the Blackhawks?
Do you remember?
Oh, what is it?
Well, it had to be Farrell, you know.
It was Farrell, but
Something
I can't
Farrell.
remember the
Rick,
first
yeah.
name.
Okay.
But
Never mind.
they were really into Eddie Farrell and the Blackhawks.
And he was he was
And
a
his
bachelor.
brother was the manager of the Blackhawks at the time. Yeah.
Oh.
And he had free tickets, so every Sunday night of the world they were down at the stadium watching the Blackhawks.
And what did he do at Toppers? What did he do?
He was a
waiter, DJ,
bartender.
or
Bartender, yeah.
Yeah,
And where was Toppers?
Topper was Tinkhams. It was called Tinkhams, and it was under the L tracks at Oak Park, and that was a Tinkhams lounge, and that's where they met Eddie Farrell. And then he hung on like glue. He couldn't get rid of it.
How
He
long
knew
did
good
they
goods.
live with? How
He
long
knew
did
good
they live
goods.
with you? He lived with you
At
because
least
it was
10
a
years.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, all of our kidhood.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I just
Till they moved up to the lake, I bet.
Yeah, he died.
He
never got married.
He died.
So-
No.
That was one way to get out of a contract. You just died.
Then you move on.
Non-performance.
Then you just move on, right?
No.
Yeah.
By then he had died
Oh,
when they were moving to the lake. Yeah. And Eddie.
What-
I have very vague, or do I just know that from stories?
I think you just know him from stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
Yeah.
What
But he-
year did they move to the lake permanently rather than just going up on the
What
weekends?
year did she retire?
He retired first, 6
Yes.
months, and she took the train from Crystal Lake.
Yeah, we used
Every
to
day
take the train.
to get a
Grandma and
official
I
pension. Yeah, because she
together.
couldn't retire for like 6 months until. So there was this thing where he would drive her to Crystal Lake,
Right.
Wonder Lake, to take
She
the
caught it
train
in Crystal
to go
Lake instead of
downtown.
McHenry?
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah, no, Crystal Lake was the
They
route.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember my dad going into the city from McHenry.
Oh,
That
yeah.
score still
Yeah.
2 up.
When they
well, it
came to
might
stay
have
with
been
him.
Excuse me.
a different route. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 different routes to Crystal Lake. Might have been a little
Yes.
different.
But what year would that have been?
That they retired?
No, when they
No,
moved to
no.
Wonder Lake.
When they moved permanently,
Yeah,
didn't it?
Wonder Lake, probably 37, 39.
No.
No.
It would have been in the 50s.
It-
They
it-
retired when in the 50s?
No, I don't think until
This is
the
hard, isn't it?
I was like 60s, wasn't it?
Was it the
No,
That's a
maybe the
60s?
long
late
time ago.
50s, maybe
It's a
the
lot
late
of math.
50s, yeah. 'Cause
That's
I
tired.
think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they lived in Wonder Lake when I was in high school, and I started high school in 1960.
So who was a baby when they moved to Wonder Lake?
Started high school.
I was gonna say, yeah, because Peggy was born
The
in
kids were all
60,
grown.
and I remember looking for.
That's what I was thinking.
Think of
is
those
I was
movies.
thinking
Yeah.
about the photos of Wonder Lake when we would go there for Christmas. And Peggy was a baby.
Mhm.
Well, there's pictures of you and Bob that when you were
But that's when they
Yeah,
were just
well,
there
they
for the
didn't.
weekend.
Oh, they
yeah,
were
it
living
was just a
there?
weekend. We would
Oh.
go up almost every weekend.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were
Grandma and
living
Grandpa
there
would
then.
swing by and then
Yeah.
offer to take us to the lake.
Okay.
You know,
And no parent in their right mind would
Would
say
refuse.
no.
See ya.
Right.
Would not have been.
in the bed.
And then they would,
Oh.
we wouldn't come home till Monday morning, and they would get us up at like 4 in the
Oh, yeah.
morning.
Oh my gosh.
You know, wrap
Drive
us
Pack
in,
us up.
pack us up, put us in the car, take us to the city because they both had to go to work.
Do you remember what it was like when?
Wow.
Remember the rickety bridge?
Oh, God,
You know,
yes.
we had to
Which
go
was
over
where?
the
Was
rickety
it?
bridge, Manheim Road.
Manhattan.
Manheim Road.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Oh, it's still a rickety bridge.
Yeah,
Is it?
Grandpa would say, we're going over the rickety
Oh, I
bridge.
remember what a big deal that was. And I also remember the feeling of
It was so
sadness
long to
when
go.
the last weekend that you'd be up there, say after
Labor
in
Day.
November or
Yeah,
whatever,
whatever.
and they
After-
close it up and they're
Yeah.
draining
Yeah.
the water and all
Yeah.
this stuff, and you'd go away thinking, we may never see it again. You know,
After
it's supposed
that,
for 4
forget
months,
it.
but back then 4 months was, oh yeah, maybe
Back
they'll
on
change the
Christmas,
rules.
every
You know.
Christmas, Bob would stand in the middle of the room and he said, as the fire department technician, everybody out. Too many people in the house.
I couldn't believe when Chris took me up there for the first time and I saw how small that place was.
Right.
And he told me
go to
how
the
many people
and then we
would
would go to the
sleep.
Kellys.
It used to have
that
a
was
kitchen
our
with
overflow.
a closed-in kitchen. And Nani came
Yeah.
up one weekend and she said, "You want to get this all open, Hal?" She
Oh, is that?
knocked
yes.
the wall down.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And got the bathroom just in a little cluster, but everything else was open. And there used to be a porch in the front. Knocked it all out. She had the sledgehammer.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
you're kidding me.
Well, it
Yeah.
was,
I always love that, Nani.
yeah, it was Nanny's friend's
Yes.
Father?
Father
Mother
Bud.
Malloy.
Bud
Malloy.
Malloy.
It was his parents' cottage.
Yeah, that was it. She had gone up there for years when she was
It was
young.
like our holiday.
Oh, is that how
Yeah.
they knew about it?
Yeah, that's how they found it.
And it was $6,000. And my dad said
They were
$6,000.
Because I think-
Yes, $25 a month until he paid it off.
And so, like in the front yard at Wonder Lake, there was that. This is a memory that I always have: is that little stove that was made out of rocks and stuff.
right.
Barbecue
Was that
pit.
always there, or did they
Oh,
build
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it was
No,
there.
that was there.
Now there's a
Because
great
we
big
always
deck.
played there.
Oh, I
Across
loved
the
it,
front.
but I was, now
I don't think
know,
anybody
did
ever
somebody
used-
make that to,
I don't think anybody ever used it. I think we just always
Down to the
The
beach.
front yard was
Funny.
usually
Kinda.
was used most efficiently to bury